Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm Paul, and today we have another interesting and helpful lesson for English learners.
Hello everyone, I'm Lena. We're very happy to see you again. Today's topic is very important for beginners who want to speak English confidently.
Yes, today we will talk about how to talk about yourself in English. This is one of the most common situations in everyday communication.
That's right. When you meet someone new, they often ask questions like, "Who are you?" or "Tell me something about yourself."
Many beginners feel nervous in that situation because they don't know how to introduce themselves properly.
Exactly. They may know some English words, but they are not sure how to organize those words into sentences when talking about themselves.
So in this conversation, we will share simple ways beginners can describe themselves in English.
Yes, and we will also provide easy examples so that learners can practice and improve their confidence.
If you are a beginner and want to speak English better, stay with us until the end of this discussion.
Let's begin.
Lena, when someone wants to talk about themselves in English, what is the first thing they should say?
The first and most natural step is to introduce yourself by saying your name. This is how almost every conversation begins when you meet someone new.
That sounds simple and easy.
Yes, beginners can start with very simple sentences like, "My name is Rahul. I am Rahul. You can call me Rahul."
These sentences are short and clear.
Exactly. They are easy to remember and easy to use in conversations. Once you say your name, the other person immediately knows who you are.
That makes the conversation comfortable for both people.
Yes, and after introducing your name, you can continue sharing more information about yourself.
After telling someone your name, what is the next thing beginners can talk about when they introduce themselves in English? Many learners feel a little confused about how to continue the conversation after they say their name.
That's a very common situation for beginners. One of the easiest and most natural things to talk about after introducing your name is where you are from. People are usually curious about someone's background, and asking about where a person comes from is a very normal and friendly way to continue a conversation.
That makes sense. Talking about where you are from sounds like a simple topic for beginners.
Yes, it is simple and also very useful in real conversations. Beginners can start with very clear and short sentences. For example, someone might say, "I am from the United States. I come from the USA. I live in New York. I am from a small town in California." These sentences are easy to understand and help the other person learn more about you.
Those examples sound very natural and easy to use in everyday conversations.
Exactly. And once learners feel comfortable with these basic sentences, they can add a little more information to make their introduction more interesting.
What kind of extra information can someone add?
For example, someone might say, "I am from the United States and I live in a busy city with many interesting places." Or another person might say, "I come from a small town in California and it is a very peaceful place with beautiful weather."
That definitely sounds more engaging and descriptive.
Yes, adding small details makes the conversation feel more natural and friendly. It also gives the other person something to respond to. They might ask more questions about the place, the culture, or the lifestyle there.
So beginners don't need to say very long sentences. Even a small description can make the conversation better.
Exactly. The goal is simply to share a little information about your background in a clear and comfortable way.
Another common topic people talk about when they meet someone new is work or studies. Many people ask questions like, "What do you do?" or "Are you a student?" How can beginners answer these questions in English?
That's a very good question because talking about your work or studies is an important part of introducing yourself. The good news is that beginners can answer these questions using simple and clear sentences.
So they don't need complicated vocabulary.
Exactly. Simple sentences are perfectly fine. For example, someone can say, "I am a student. I work in an office. I am a teacher. I work in a company. I study at a university." These sentences clearly explain what a person does in their daily life.
Those examples are very easy to understand.
Yes, and when learners become a little more comfortable speaking English, they can add extra details to make their answers more interesting.
Can you give an example of that?
Of course, for example, a student might say, "I am a student and I am studying business at a university." Or someone who works might say, "I work in a technology company and I help manage different projects."
That gives the listener a much better idea of the person's daily activities.
Exactly. When you add a little more information, it makes the conversation more engaging and meaningful. It also gives the other person an opportunity to ask more questions.
So talking about work or studies can help continue the conversation naturally.
Yes, it can. It helps people understand your routine, your responsibilities, and your interests.
That sounds like a great opportunity for beginners to practice speaking English.
Absolutely. Every conversation is a chance to improve your English speaking skills and become more confident over time.
Lena, after talking about your name, where you are from, and what you do, what is another good topic beginners can talk about when they introduce themselves?
A very nice topic to talk about is your hobbies and interests. Hobbies are the activities that people enjoy doing in their free time. When you talk about your hobbies, you are sharing something personal about yourself, and this makes the conversation more friendly and interesting.
That's true. People usually like to talk about things they enjoy.
Exactly. Talking about hobbies helps others understand your personality and what you like to do when you are not working or studying. It also helps you find common interest with other people.
So beginners can talk about simple activities they enjoy.
Yes, they can start with very simple sentences like, I like reading books. I enjoy listening to music. I love playing sports. I like watching movies. I enjoy traveling and exploring new places. These sentences are easy to say and very common in everyday conversations.
Those examples sound very natural and friendly.
Yes, and beginners can also add a little explanation about why they like that hobby. This makes the conversation more meaningful.
Can you give an example of that?
Of course. For example, someone might say, I enjoy reading books because I like learning new ideas and stories. Or someone might say, I like listening to music because it helps me relax after a busy day.
That definitely makes the conversation more interesting.
Yes. And when you talk about your hobbies, the other person might share their hobbies too. This creates a comfortable and friendly conversation.
So hobbies are a great way to keep the conversation going.
Exactly. Talking about hobbies helps people connect and learn more about each other.
Lena, sometimes people also talk about their goals or dreams when they introduce themselves. Do you think this is a good idea for beginners?
Yes, absolutely. Talking about your goals and future plans is a great way to share your ambitions and what you hope to achieve in the future. It shows that you are motivated and thinking about your personal growth.
That sounds very positive.
Yes, it is. Beginners don't need to give very complicated explanations. They can simply share what they want to do or learn in the future.
What are some examples beginners can use?
For example, someone might say, I want to improve my English. I want to become a teacher. I want to travel to different countries. I want to learn new skills. These sentences clearly show what someone hopes to achieve.
Those examples sound very inspiring.
Yes, and learners can also add a short explanation to make their answer more interesting. For example, I want to improve my English because it will help me communicate with people from different countries. Or someone might say, I want to travel to different countries because I enjoy learning about new cultures and meeting new people.
That really adds depth to the conversation.
Exactly. When you talk about your goals, people understand what motivates you and what you are passionate about.
So sharing goals can make your introduction more meaningful.
Yes, it shows that you have dreams and plans for the future. It also helps create positive and inspiring conversations.
Lena, many beginners know what they want to say about themselves, but they still feel shy or nervous when they try to speak English. Why does this happen so often?
That's a very common experience for many language learners. Most beginners worry too much about making mistakes. They think that every sentence must be perfect, and because of this fear, they hesitate to speak. But the truth is that mistakes are a natural part of learning any new language.
So beginners should not be afraid of making mistakes while speaking?
Exactly. Mistakes help us learn and improve. When beginners talk about themselves, they should focus on expressing their ideas clearly, not on speaking perfectly. Even simple sentences are enough to communicate effectively.
That sounds very encouraging for learners.
Yes, and another important tip is to speak slowly and clearly. There is no need to rush. When learners speak slowly, they have more time to think and choose the right words.
That makes speaking much easier.
Absolutely. Beginners can also practice talking about themselves every day. For example, they can stand in front of a mirror and introduce themselves. They can say things like their name, where they are from, what they do, their hobbies, and their goals.
That sounds like a very useful practice method.
Yes, it helps build confidence. The more you practice talking about yourself, the more natural and comfortable it becomes.
So confidence grows with regular practice.
Exactly. With time, learners will feel more relaxed and confident when speaking English with other people.
Before we finish today's discussion, Lena, do you have any final advice for beginners who want to talk about themselves in English?
Yes, I do. The most important thing is to keep things simple and practice regularly. When introducing yourself, you can follow a very easy structure. Start with your name, then talk about where you are from, then mention your work or studies, and after that, you can share your hobbies and goals.
That sounds like a clear and organized way to introduce yourself.
Yes, and beginners should remember that communication is more important than perfection. Even if your sentences are short or simple, they are still meaningful and helpful for conversation.
That's a very important point.
Another useful tip is to listen to English conversations and observe how people introduce themselves. This can help learners understand natural expressions and improve their speaking skills.
So listening and speaking together can really help.
Exactly. And most importantly, don't be afraid to speak. Every conversation is an opportunity to learn something new and improve your confidence.
Thank you so much for sharing these helpful tips today.
You're welcome. We hope this lesson helps you talk about yourself in English more comfortably and confidently.
Thank you everyone for watching and learning with us.
Keep practicing your English every day. See you in the next episode. Bye everyone, and happy learning.